that Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurun militam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam yena bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dīnabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschate Deshatarine Hare Krishna. The Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is Amal Purāṇa. Amongst all the Vedic versions, among all the Vedic literature, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given the highest position to Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he taught us by his own example. Apani Achari Prabhu Jivere Sikhaye. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself set the example of what is the standard for receiving Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is by daily hearing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is said that when he was in Jagannath Puri, after he took sannyas, he was in Jagannath Puri, and while he was in Jagannath Puri, every day he would go to hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. The Supreme Lord himself would hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam daily, 3 hours. They said from afternoon 1 to 4, from Srila Gadadhar Pandit, and along with him all his associates. And we see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he is instructing Srila Sanatana Goswami, Srila Kaviraj Goswami is mentioning, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioning about the process of devotional service. So the most important and the most potent item in performing devotional service, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentions out of the 64 limbs of devotional service, he selects 5, the 5 most important and the most powerful, the most potent one. I'll share the screen with you. Mahaprabhu, when he is describing the process of devotional service, so Mahaprabhu tells Srila Sanatana Goswami, you can see the screen. Mahaprabhu says that out of the 64 items of practicing devotional service, here you see, that there are some of the 64 important items of devotional service. This is verse number 127 of Madhya Leela, chapter 22, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is elaborately describing the process of devotional service. And in verse number 128, Mahaprabhu lists 5 items, very important. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan Bhagavata Shravan Mathurava Śrīmurtira Shradhaya Sevana. That one should associate with devotees. This is one of the most important limb of devotional service or devotional practice. And in that association, what one has to do? Chant the holy names of the Lord. That is Nama Sankirtana. And hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Bhagavad Shravana. Then, of course, he also mentions Mathura Vas, which is residing in the holy place. So wherever there is Sadhu Sang, there is Nam Sankirtan, and there is Bhagavad Shravan. That place is automatically Mathura Vas. And Shri Murtera Shradhaya Sevanaha, offering the deity with faith and veneration. So Mahaprabhu says, Sakala sadhana shreshta e pancha anga Krishna prema janme panchera alpa sangha. That Sakala sadhana shreshta, amongst all the limbs of devotional service, or amongst all the processes and amongst all the practices, among all the processes and among all the practices of performing devotional service, Shreshta E Panch Anga. So these 5 are the best or the topmost. Why? Krishna Prema Janmādy. Even a slight performance of these 5 can awaken love for Krishna. E Panchera Alpasam. Even little bit of it is practiced. So it has the potency to invoke in the heart of the practitioner the potency to invoke love of the Supreme Lord. So such is the potency of hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And it is very interesting that why Shukadeva Goswami, he was so keen to hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And when he heard that he would be bitten by the snake bite, so he left everything. He left his kingdom, he left his palace, he left his opulences, he left everything. And he came to the banks of Ganges to hear Krishna Katha, and Krishna Katha in the form of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So there also, Parikshit Maharaj is expressing that what is the result of hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Very, very inspirational verse, which speaks the glories of hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. This is 2nd canto and 8th chapter and 4th verse. So Parikshit Maharaj is speaking his realization that why he has selected only to hear Krishna Katha in the form of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Parikshit Maharaj says, Shranvata Shraddhaya Nityam Ghṛṇatascha Svacheshtita Kalena Nati Dirghena Bhagavan Vishate Hṛdī. The Shranvatam Shraddhaya Nityam. So how one has to hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is with faith, Shranvata. Where Prabhupada says Shraddha is earnestness, eagerness, earnestness, with faith. And what it means to have faith, he hears Nityam. Nityam means every day, without fail. So whether we have the class or we do not have the class, we must hear. Reading Prabhupada's purport is also hearing, because this is all recorded. So whoever is taking this matter of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam very seriously, Shanvatam Swa Shraddhaya Nityam. And granatas means to accept, taking the matter very seriously. How? By Swa Cheshtita. Swa means own and Cheshta. Cheshta means endeavor. So one has to make endeavor. What is the endeavor? To accept the teachings of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam very seriously. How? By hearing it, assimilating it, accepting it, and applying it. Hear, accept, and apply. So for such a practitioner, kalena na ati dirghena. So kalena means the time. So within short time, dirghena means long, and na ati dirghena means within short time. What will be the result? Bhagavan Vishite Hṛdī. That the Supreme Lord is captured, or the Supreme Lord manifest within the heart. Persons who hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam regularly and are always taking the matter very seriously will have the personality of Godhead, Śrī Kṛṣṇa, manifested in their hearts within a short time. Maharaj Parikshit had no more than 7 days to live. But for others, Maharaj Parikshit personally recommends that one hears Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam regularly, Nityam, always by one's own effort and with serious devotion. Also, that will help one to see Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa manifested in one's heart within no time. And what it does, what is the impact and effect of hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam? The next verse says, Pravishta karna randhrena shravanam bhava-shoruram dhunoti shamalam Krishna salilasya yathā sharat. Pravishta karna randhare. This Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the sound incarnation of Krishna. Krishna appears in the form of sound. When we hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, so through the sound incarnation, the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is non-different from Krishna in its sound. So that sound incarnation of Lord Krishna enters through the ears into the heart. Pravishta karna randharena. Through the holes of the ears, it enters into the heart. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, the sound incarnation of this Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa, the Supreme Soul, enters into the heart of a self-realized devotee, sits on the lotus flower of his loving relationships, and thus cleanses the dust of material association. Dhunoti. Dhunoti. Dhunoti means to cleanse, to wash off. What it cleanses? Shamalam. Shamalam means like Kashmalam. Krishna is asking Arjuna, Utastha Kashmalam idam Vishame samupasthitam. So all whatever is not required, whatever is dirty, whatever is useless in the form of the 6 unwanted things, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsarya, all of it is automatically cleansed How it is cleansed? Like it acts like autumnal rains upon the pool of muddy waters. So if the water is muddy and if the rain comes, if the rain comes from the sky, so that muddy water is cleansed. So Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam's importance is so much emphasized everywhere. The process of realizing the Supreme Lord is called the Bhagavat Dharma. And there are two types of Bhagavat. One is the book Bhagavat that we are going to begin. And then there is also a devotee Bhagavat. So the devotee Bhagavat is the personification of the book Bhagavat. And without the help of our devotee Bhagavat, we cannot understand the book Bhagavat. That is another principle which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established. Bhagavat pode giya, Bhagavat sthani. That one can understand the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam only through the mercy of a devotee Bhagavat. So we see Srila Prabhupada's life mission. Srila Prabhupada's life mission is to preach the message of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam to the entire world. We recited that Markine Bhagavat Dharma, the poem when Srila Prabhupada is about to enter into America. He is approaching the land of America. So there he is praying to the Lord that how can I preach this message of Bhagavatam to such people who are inflicted with the lower modes of passion and ignorance. Similarly, in the age of Kali, everyone is inflicted with this modes of passion and ignorance. So what is the remedy? How they can be uplifted or how they can be awakened? So Prabhupada quotes in that poem the verses of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Shanvatam svakatha Krishna punya shravanam kirtanam hridayantasto hi abhadrani vidunoti shuhitsatam nashtraprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavad sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. So the remedy for everyone in this disease condition is to hear the immortal nectar of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. But how to have access to Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is only by the mercy of the person Bhagavata. So that is why we see, you all read the introduction of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. You had many sessions on the reading of the introduction of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So in the introduction of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Srila Prabhupada is giving a detailed outline sketch of the life and teachings of Lord Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because who is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He is the Supreme Lord, but he is appearing as a pure devotee. So he is the Bhagavata in person and is also the Bhagavata in sound. So without his mercy, Prabhupada says, the Acharya says, that one cannot enter into the mysteries of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So Prabhupada gave first the detailed outline sketch of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is a very elaborate presentation by Srila Vyasadeva. And this presentation is the final presentation of Srila Vyasadeva. After he presented all the Vedic literatures, he gave all the 4 Vedas, the various Upanishads, and even after giving Vedanta Sutra, Then he was still not satisfied in his heart. He was feeling despondency. He was feeling unsatisfied. He was feeling the vacuum. So he deliberated and he remembered his spiritual master. So we will see the first canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. There are 3 sets of speakers and 3 sets of hearers. Very interesting. In the first canto itself, it begins with the sages who were assembled in the Naimisharanya, huge assembly of sages. How many? 88,000 sages. Just imagine. 88,000 sages assembled in one place. And what is the purpose? The purpose is to hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. The second set is the hearing of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. How Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam appears. That is the discussion between Srila Narad Muni and Vyasadeva. So Narad Muni spoke Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam to Vyasadeva. And Vyasadeva in turn taught Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam to his son and successor, Shukadeva Goswami. And the third set of the speaker and the hearer is Srila Shukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. So there are 3 sets of speakers and hearers in the first canto. And then we will go to the third canto, there will be another set. There we will see the samvad, the interaction or the exchange between Sri Maitreya Muni and Vidurji. But in the first canto, we see this exchange of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam at 3 places. And the first verse is a very, very important verse of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Actually, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam begins where Bhagavad Gita ends. What is the final conclusion of Bhagavad Gita? What is the final instruction of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita? Yeah, may I ask you? What is the final instruction of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita? Why only one? We have all studied Bhagavad Gita. Who can hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam? One who has, studied sufficiently the Bhagavad Gita. The principles of Bhagavad Gita are elaborately extended and explained in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So unless and until one knows the principles of Bhagavad Gita, very difficult to understand Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Yes, Manini Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। प्रभु जी, सर्वधर्मं परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज।
Yes, Krishna says that give up all other kind of religion. And Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam speaks about the only one religion. That is the religion to love the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Bhagavad Gita establishes that who is that Supreme Personality of Godhead? That Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Absolute Truth. Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita, Matta Partaram Na Anyat Kinchit Asti Dhananjaya. In the 7th chapter, the 7th verse. And then also he speaks in the 10th chapter, in the 8th verse, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo, Matta Sarvam Pravartate. That I am the cause, from me, everything else emanates. I am the cause for all emanations, both in this material world and also in the spiritual world. So one who has realized this, one who has accepted this supreme absolute truth to be Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa, this is where Bhagavatam begins. So we will take the first verse of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Although it is very, very deep and it can be discussed at various levels, but we will be restricting ourselves mainly and try to focus to enter into the understanding of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam by Srila Prabhupada's purports. So we will take the first verse today. This verse is a verse to memorize. All of us should be knowing this verse. We should memorize this verse. Om namo bhagavate vāsudevāya janmādy asya yato nvayād itarataś cārtheṣv abhijñaḥ svarāṭ tene brahma hṛdā ādi-kavaye muhyanti sūrayaḥ tejo-vāri-mṛdāṁ yathā vinimayo tri-sargo dhamna svena sada nirasta-kuhakaṁ satyam param dhimahi. It's a big verse, but it is possible to memorize it. So this first verse, Srila Vyasadeva, he is the Mangalacharan verse. Actually, if you see, it is also, Acharya says it is the Mangalacharan verse. And Kaviraj Goswami explains that Mangalacharan has three aspects. Mangalacharan hoye tri-vidha prakar. So what are the three aspects of Mangalacharan? This is the invocation or the first verse of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. This is also called as defining the objective. What is the objective of this presentation of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam? So, Srila Vyasadeva is, in the opening verse, the first line is saying, Om namo bhagavate vāsudevāya. So, what is the object? What is the nirdesh towards Vasudeva? And he is offering obeisances, namaskar. So Mangalacharan has three aspects: Vastu Nirdesh, that is Krishna, that is Vasudev, then offering obeisances, offering namaskars. So Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevāya. So Vyasadeva is beginning by offering his obeisances, his respects to Vasudeva. And who is Vasudeva? Vasudeva is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Absolute Truth. We see also in Śrīmad-Bhāgavad-gītā, Krishna speaks about the word Vasudeva. Anyone remembers where Krishna speaks? What does Krishna speak about Vasudeva? Yes, Ramya?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Vrishnīnām aham Vāsudeva.
That is there, Vrishnīnām aham Vāsudeva. And also more distinctly, Krishna speaks about Vasudeva. One more place Krishna speaks. Yes, Pranav?
Vāsudev sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha.
Yes, that is the realization, the highest level of realization, that Vasudevam sarvamiti. That Vasudev, that Supreme Absolute Truth, is a person. He is the son of Vasudeva. So that Supreme Absolute Truth who has appeared as the son of Vasudeva is Vasudeva, and he is sarvamiti. Sarva means for all. He is the cause of all causes. Such a person who has realized that is Sa Mahatma. He is in a very, very elevated platform. So here, Srila Vyasadeva is offering his obeisances to the Supreme Absolute Truth, who is Vasudeva. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevāya. And then in the next line, he says that what is the Supreme Absolute Truth? The Personality of Godhead is janmādy asya. janmādy. So the word janmādy means that he is the cause of all creation, sustenance and destruction. Asya means of this manifested universe. Janmādy asya yathā. So he is the cause of all causes. He is the root, he is the foundation, he is the primeval head, from whom all creation, maintenance and sustenance or destruction also exist. He is the source. And how it happens? Very interestingly, he says, nvayād. Nvayād means directly. That we will discuss maybe tomorrow. That he is the cause of creation, maintenance and destruction. How he is the cause? Both directly. It is nvayād, which is directly. And itarataś means which is indirectly. So he is both the cause of creation, sustenance and destruction directly as well as indirectly. cārtheṣv abhijñaḥ svarāṭ. And he is the cause of all causes. And also it says that he is abhijñaḥ. Abhijñaḥ means he is fully cognizant. He is cognizant means he is fully awake, he is fully aware, he is in control of everything and everyone. And he is svarāṭ. So he controls everything and everyone, but he is completely independent. That is svarāṭ. And from him, he is the one. Tene brahma hṛdā ādi-kavaye. From him, he directly imparted into the heart of the first created being or the most intelligent being, that is Brahmaji. Tene brahma hṛdā, to the heart directly, he manifested the Vedic knowledge. All the Vedic knowledge and understanding was directly imparted into the heart of Brahmaji by the Supreme Lord Vāsudevāya. Muhyanti yat sūrayaḥ. Otherwise, for others, it is impossible to understand even the most elevated demigods. Muhyanti means those who are in illusion. Day before yesterday we were discussing yad gyātvā na punarmoham. So one who receives the knowledge from the realized soul, from tattva-darshina, he is never in illusion. But because Brahmaji has directly received this knowledge, he is never in illusion. But others, they are always in illusion. They are muhyanti yat sūrayaḥ. They are put into illusion. Who? Even the great sages and the demigods. About whom? About the Supreme Lord Vāsudevāya. That is what Śrī Kṛṣṇa speaks in the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, the opulence of the Absolute. Namo vidhu surgana prabhavam cha mahashya. Krishna says that namo vidhu, they cannot know me. Why? Because muhyanti yat sūrayaḥ, that they are all put into illusion, even the greatest of demigods. What is the illusion? How they are put into illusion? That is the next line. He said, tejo-vāri-mṛdāṁ yathā vinimayo yatra tri-sargo amrisha. Like tejo. Tejo means fire. And vari means water. And mṛdāṁ means earth or mud. So many times we see that we have illusion while we are in this planet, in this universe. So many times there is illusion. What is the illusion? That we consider many times water where there is earth. That is called a mirage. And we consider water to be fire, or fire to be water, and water to be mud, and vice versa. So there is always illusion that this material world, these modes, they always create illusion. They are always imposing some bewilderment, some illusion. And how? Through actions and reactions. So this illusion is created upon by the three modes of creation. Tejo-vāri-mṛdāṁ yathā vinimayo. Vinimayo means the action and reaction. How this action and reaction is taking place, how the illusion is taking place is yatra tri-sargo. Tri-sarga means the three modes of creation, creative facility. Amrisha. Amrisha means to consider something factual which is false. So the bewilderment, like Krishna is speaking in Bhagavad Gita, Tribhi gurmayi bhave, ebhi sarvam idam jagat. So these three modes are always creating some illusion, some confusion, some bewilderment. But the Supreme Lord is beyond all. Where is he? He is dhamna svena sada nirasta-kuhakaṁ satyam param dhimahi. Dhamna means he is in his abode, in his transcendental abode, which is beyond these three modes, which is self-sufficient. Which verse Krishna says? That his abode is self-sufficient. Bhagavad Gita. We will be revising Bhagavad Gita while we will be studying Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. That the abode of the Supreme Lord is self-sufficient. Quickly, which verse from Śrīmad-Bhāgavad Gita? Yes, there, Shil Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, na tad bhāsayate surya.
Very good. Very good. Perfect answer. Na tad bhāsyate suryo, na shashanko, na pavaka. This material creation is in itself always dark. This is darkness and ignorance, both. But in the spiritual world, it is self-sufficient. It does not require. Na tad bhāsyate suryo. It does not require the sun to illuminate. Why? Because it is self-illuminated. Na shashanko. Neither it requires the moon, na pavaka, nor the fire. So there is no question of any illusion there. That illusion of tejo-vāri-mṛdāṁ is not possible there, because everything there is self-illuminated. Very good answers, Ramya. So that abode of the Supreme Lord is self-self, and sada nirasta-kuhakaṁ. It is free from all illusionary and bewildering representation. And then he satyam param dhimahi. So he says that I meditate upon that supreme absolute truth, satyam, the absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, who is param, who is the chief, who is absolute, and dhimahi is to meditate. So one more time, I will recite the verse, and I will request all of you to put a little bit of effort and memorize this verse. Not very difficult. First line, there is nothing to memorize. Everyone knows Om Namo Bhagavate Vāsudevāya. Is there anything to learn in the first line? Everyone knows the first line. Om Namo Bhagavate Vāsudevāya. So then you take one line at a time and meditate on its meaning. Janmādy asya yato nvayād itarataś cārtheṣv abhijñaḥ svarāṭ. That janmādy asya yato, that he is the cause. Janma means creation, simple. And with creation, ādi. With creation comes maintenance and destruction. So he is the one who is the cause of all creation, maintenance, and destruction. So, janmādy asya yathā nvayād. Nvayād means directly, and itarataś means indirectly. So that we will discuss tomorrow to some extent in detail, that how Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is both directly and indirectly the cause of creation, maintenance, and destruction. And he is cārtheṣv abhijñaḥ svarāṭ. He is fully cognizant. How he is cognizant of everything and everyone, that we discussed in the Bhagavad Gita. Which chapter we discussed? That Krishna is cognizant of everything and everyone. Which chapter, which verse? Entire chapter is there. Ravindra Prabhu. Full chapter is there. Not one or two words. Pradeep, how much of Bhagavad Gita has entered the heart?
Prabhuji, 9th chapter.
Where is the 9th chapter? Which verse?
Samoham sarva bhuteshu name deshu sthina priya.
What I am speaking and what you are talking. How is abhijñaḥ svarāṭ? How he is cognizant of everything and everyone. What are you hearing? Manoram Prabhu. I am asking at least the chapter, if not the verse.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. In 7th chapter only, like pearls resides on a string. So Lord Krishna is telling everything emanates from him and rests upon him, Prabhuji.
That Krishna is saying that how he is maintaining, how he is sustaining. But how he is cognizant of everything and everyone, that I am asking. Yes, Pranav.
Krishna is kshetragya.
Yes,
He knows about
Krishna
all
is that there are two kshetragyas. See how much of knowledge has entered into the heart. We discussed the 13th chapter in detail. Kshetra and kshetragya. And there are two kshetragya. One is the living entity who is the limited kshetragya. He knows about only his body, his self. Nothing beyond it. But there is another kshetragya who knows about everyone. And that is the supreme absolute truth. So, simple. Little bit of attention and I can guarantee you very quickly you will learn this verse. Just meditate. This is the verse to meditate. Satyam param dhimahi. This is what Srila Vyasadeva is saying. Simple. Om namo bhagavate vāsudevāya janmādy asya yathā nvayād itarataś cārtheṣv abhijñaḥ svarāṭ. Second line is very easy, very easy. Nothing to memorize. Why? Because tene brahma hṛdā ādi-kavaye. This we have heard so many times. There is nothing to learn in this. That he is the one who imparted all the Vedic knowledge into the heart of Brahmaji. But apart from Brahmaji, tene brahma hṛdā ādi-kavaye muhyanti sūrayaḥ. About whom even the greatest sages and the demigods are put into illusion. Simple, not difficult. Then what is the illusion? tejo-vāri-mṛdāṁ yathā vinimayo yatra tri-sargo amrisha. Like teja means the fire, and vari means the water, and mṛdāṁ means the earth. So as we have illusion. And yathā vinimayo. And what is the cause, what is the reason of this illusion is tri-sargo amrishaha, is the three modes. So everyone in this world, right from the ant to the highest level, is bewildered. And the bewilderment is caused by the three modes. But the Supreme Lord is beyond all. Dhamna svena sada nirasta-kuhakaṁ and satyam param dhimahi. And I meditate upon that Supreme Lord, the Personality of Godhead. So I will read once the translation. It's a big translation, but if you have understood the verse, then you can remember the translation. It's not very difficult. So when we'll go very slowly, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when he spoke on this verse in Dhaka, he was giving a discourse and he spoke for 100 days on this verse. 100 days, almost 100 days, 3 months. Of course, we cannot do that. Neither we have the understanding, nor the depth, nor the patience to do that. So Srila Vyasadeva is saying, O my Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa, son of Vasudeva, that is, Om namo bhagavate, vāsudevāya. O all-pervading personality of Godhead. Vasudeva sarvamiti. O all-pervading personality of Godhead. If you know Bhagavad Gita, it will be very simple. There will not be much difficulty. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestation. Nvayād itarataś. And he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. That is abhijñaḥ svarāṭ. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge into the heart of Brahmaji. Tene hṛdā ādi-kavaye. The original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion. Muhyanti yat sūrayaḥ. As one is bewildered by the illusionary representation of water seen in fire or land seen on water. This is tejo-vāri-mṛdāṁ, yathā vinimayo. Only because of him do the material universes temporarily manifest by the reactions of the three modes of nature appear factual. So this world, and this material world, although it is temporary, it looks to be real, it looks to be permanent. Why? Because of the influence of the three modes. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa, who is eternally existent in his transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusionary representation of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. So I will stop here. We have opened the first verse today. And on next few days, we will discuss Srila Prabhupada's purport. Prabhupada gives a very detailed purport. And Prabhupada is giving the key to understanding this verse. Okay. So far, any question or any doubt, please ask. But try to memorize this verse. Try to memorize this verse. Put your heart, write it. Write it a few times. Write it on the piece of paper a few times. Read the word meaning few times. And also go through the translation few times. Any word or whatever we discussed, if it requires any further understanding, so you may ask quickly.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, two things actually I missed. One is Mangalacharan. There are three objectives.
No, three aspects. There are three aspects to Mangalacharan. One is called the Vastu Nirdesha. So what is the Vastu Nirdesha here? What is the Vastu Nirdesh here in this verse?
Krishna.
Yeah, Vasudeva. That is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the object. So Vyasadeva is defining the object of this work of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And who is that? Om namo bhagavate vāsudevāya. That son of Vasudeva, Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. Okay, that is the Vastu Nirdesh. And the second is the Ashirvad. Ashirvad. So actually, the first three verses can be taken as the Vastu, as the Mangalacharan. So in the third verse, we will see what is the Ashirvad, which Srila Vyasadeva is giving to all those who are sincere hearers of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. What they will receive. So that is the Ashirvad. And the third is Namaskar, is offering obeisances. That we see in the first verse itself. That Srila Vyasadeva is offering obeisances. Both in the first line is saying, Om namo bhagavate vāsudevāya, I offer my obeisances unto the Supreme Lord, who is the son of Vasudeva. And also he's saying, Satyam param dhimahi. Okay. So Mangalacharan has three aspects: Vastu Nirdesh, Ashirvad, and Namaskar. I discussed that. If you remember, when we began our Bhagavad Gita study, there I discussed in detail about the aspects of Mangalacharan. Okay, what is your next question?
Another one, Prabhuji, I missed that one. There are three sets of hearers and speakers.
Yeah.
First one I missed, Prabhuji. Second and third I wrote.
First one is the sages assembled in Naimisharanya, 88,000 sages. Under the leadership of Srila Saunak Rishi. And from whom they are hearing from Srila Sūta Goswami. That is one level of hearers. And one set of speakers and one set of hearers. That is the first set. The second is between Srila Vyasadeva and Narada Muni. That we will see as we will move in the other chapters. So how this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam advented, it is through the mercy of Sri Narada Muni. Brahmaji gave this knowledge to Narada Muni, and from Narada Muni it came to Vyasadeva, and from Vyasadeva it went to Shukadeva Goswami, and from Shukadeva Goswami it passed on to Sūta Goswami and so forth. And the third set is between Parikshit Maharaj and Srila Shukadeva Goswami. That is in the first canto. As we will proceed in the canto, we will see many more speakers and hearers. Okay. Okay. Anyone else have any question? Yes, there, Srila Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, the fourth line of the sloka, Prabhuji, fourth line. What is the meaning of that?
You recite the fourth line? What is the line?
Yes, Prabhuji, fourth line. Dhamna sevana.
Dhamna svena sada nirasta-kuhakaṁ. Satyam param dhimahi. Dhamna is the transcendental abode. Golok Vrindavan. And what is it? It is nirasta-kuhakaṁ, which is free from all illusion and bewilderment. Nirasta. Dhamna svena sada nirasta-kuhakaṁ. Where there is no influence of the mode, so there is no question of any illusion. And it's Satyam Param Dhimahi. So that the Satyam is the supreme. Supreme absolute truth. That is the Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. And he says, Param Dhimahi, I meditate. I meditate upon the Lord who is on his transcendental abode. Golok Vrindavan. Okay. Put your heart.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Put your heart. Now, if you have to study, there will be very few hearers. That is why so many times I was thinking whether to begin. There will be very few hearers of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Unless and until you are really sincere, you will never be able to hear Bhagavatam. Only I really suspect 2-3 people to be able to sustain. Not many. So please put your heart. Srila Prabhupada dedicated his life to give Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. He never slept. Entire life he was translating Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Never mind, even if one is hearing, I will try to speak for my own purification. So please prepare and don't ignore and don't put other things into priority. You see, we have to come into the parampara of Srila Parikshit Maharaj. He left everything, he kicked everything of this world to hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. But the problem with us is we kick Bhagavatam to get everything else of this world, which we'll never get. It's all temporarily fleeting. Thank you very much. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, उपस्थित सभी भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी। हरि हरि बोल। हरे कृष्ण।